The city of LA is a city with fucked up priorities. I was looking into Kristen Crowley when she became the fire chief, and people are calling for her to be fired. And I agree with them. She should be fired. Somebody needs to be held accountable for these fires in LA, this disaster in LA. They call it in the news articles a natural disaster, but it was not a natural disaster. It's arson, and it's caused by fire, and the winds that came in. They normally have trucks that are pre-positioned out in places, and she didn't have any trucks pre-positioned, so Kristen Crowley should be fired. Now, if you read any article about her, they will tell you that she is the first female lesbian fire chief. So I wanted to find out who the prior fire chief was, and I found out it was Ralph Terrazza, or somebody, or named something like that. And he was fire chief for 8 years. And he was, if you look at his Wikipedia page, it basically says that he was the first Latin fire chief. So all they're really concerned about is the last guy was Latin, this one is female and lesbian. I mean, the priorities are all screwed up. The priorities should be what is the best way to fight fire. And I think Terrazza was gone because there were reports of sexual harassment and hazing and things in the fire department. But believe me, the people who lost their homes would rather have hazing and sexual harassment in the fire department and have their house back than to not have their house at all. So the priorities of the Los Angeles Fire Department and the Los Angeles administration are all screwed up. Let's have hazing, let's have harassment, but let's also have safe houses. Because the bottom line is the fire chief's primary responsibility is to prevent fires from burning down all the neighborhoods, not to have a female fire chief or a Latin fire chief, or to have limited sexual harassment. Because if people had a choice between sexual harassment or having their house burned down, I think people would rather have their house saved and have the sexual harassment than to have their house not saved and eliminate sexual harassment, which, by the way, hasn't been eliminated at all, because Kristen Crowley has been involved in some harassment issues herself. So bottom line is this: you're not going to get rid of hazing, you're not going to get rid of sexual harassment, but you can get rid of fire chiefs whose focus is on other things other than fighting fires. We need to get the best people in the position, the best people that can fight fires, and whether that is a male, female, man, woman, gay, straight, it doesn't matter, because it's about fighting fires and saving people's homes. It's not about this social experimentation that the city of Los Angeles is going through right now. Screw them, fire Kristen Crowley, make somebody responsible for this fire. Even if she's not 100% responsible, fire somebody in government, but I'll bet they won't.